Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition. We are currently inside of this, what do you call it? This, like, base for Sublight. And we're going to poke around. So, that's what we're going to do. We talked to this guy when we came in, and he was like, oh, I'll buzz you in.
Spare parts down here? Just wondering.
I don't know. And quite frankly, I don't really care. Like, we need them. Close the lobby door.
Muting volume now.
Okay, well, nobody's looking. So... do that. Back to our old bullshit, I guess. Just close that. I don't want anybody to see me. Alright, I got everything in these. Alright. Slug workers.
Is Fight Night still on then?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
You bet on us, Brad.
Oh shit. Sprat of unusual size.
The biology of this sprat is highly unusual. This sprat
Clearly.
has been in contact with multiple parasites, yet shows no symptoms of infection.
I don't get it. How did the sprat survive infection?
Sprats possess highly adaptive immune systems capable of developing immunological memory with extraordinary speed. The unique immunological subsystem found in sprats is advantageous in fending off parasites, pathogens, and other biological threats.
Why is the sprat so big?
A cursory analysis of this organism's anatomy suggests it was bred deliberately for its unusually large size.
What would anyone want with an unusually large sprat for?
Based on slug records of board-issued punitive sanctions against sublight salvage and shipping, this sprat is most likely intended for cage fighting.
Oh, that's sad. Oh, we can't just like let him out? It's pretty fucking horrible, to be honest. Maybe I should just start killing all these fucking people. God, it's like zoomed in every time.
I guess they use this place to unwind. A cargo container, though? You'd think they'd get in trouble if they were caught.
No, it doesn't matter because I'm stealing all their shit, so they're not even gonna have anything here. So it's not like it matters to me.
You're being absurd.
Okay, let's just kind of check around here. Slug worker, we've got a workbench. Some storage.
Hey there, little buddy.
I mean, little buddy. He's clearly huge. And fucking unhappy, so. That sprat's a different color.
I didn't even know they made Raptidon erotica.
Shut up. Okay, so I'll go up here. We got restricted access. Okay, it's looking, so... Alright, everybody come on in. That's like another 150. You can see that disappear off the desk. Hack terminal. Alright, incoming? From B-Chan, it happened again. Bitten, we're missing cargo again. Just random shit. This time we lost 5 boxes of blue pens and a couple of purple berry sodas. I can't see a pattern. We got all those Deadeye MK2s in the other day, and not one of them went missing. It's not like the skimmer's going for the most expensive cargo. As far as I can tell, shit's getting skimmed from the crates before they make it inside freight storage and processing. Could someone be breaking into the shipping yard at night, you think? Ella. Pins? Soda? I'll never understand where you get the energy to care about this shit, Tinsley. I don't know what to tell you. Pretty much the only ones that can handle any cargo are the auto mechanicals. You can come back and look at them if you want, but even I have better things to do than help you exact justice on a void-damned pen thief. Okay. Seriously? Ella, tell whoever snuck over to the shipping yard, mess with the loading automechs to go to hell, will you? Those things break down enough as it is, and I'll be damned if I'm going to haul cargo around myself. God, I don't know why I have so much trouble reading all of a sudden. Every time. Outgoing. Alright. So then in that case, there must be a problem with the automechs. I'll swing by when I can see what's malfunctioning besides you. Haha, E. Okay, but you have to admit it's a little funny to see an automech dance. Not my fault they're so damn easy to hack. Seriously, a primal could do it. Missing cargo list. So there's a list of what's gone missing so far, at least everything I've noticed. See what I mean about there not being a pattern? 8 cases of purple berry punch, 2 boxes of pens, blue. 16 pallets of cacao milk. 300 small portrait images, S. Woolrich. Additional shipping instructions, handle with care. Law, would I like to fold these in half? 3 Mark 7 cranial protectors, 7 sets of protective clothing with safety harness, Armin ballistics. 2 cases of lemon slap, 10 Spacer's Choice sabers, 25 cases of blasting agent, 3 boxes of dark matter bars, 4 cases of Nannerspank. I ask you, Bitten, who would steal Nannerspank, let alone pictures of Spencer Woolrich? If the thief wasn't skimming from Cedric Kincannon, of all people, I'd figured we were doing it for kicks and giggles. Ella. Okay. Princess of Hephaestus copper locket. This locket contains a small picture of a young dashing woman. On the interior door of the locket, the following is inscribed. Even if we have to live out the rest of our lives in exile, you'll always be relative to me. Sarah Yuko. Okay. Speaking of people, this is Ella.
Hey there.
Hi.
Hey there.
I can't talk to her right now, apparently. So... Oh, this just leads out to the area where you go down the side of the building, where there's like the ladder and like the ramp that's down that was on the side of the building. Okay, so we've gone through that. We're wanting to do this, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna...
Levels of slime and grime are being stored in these non-regulation containers.
Like, look through this whole area.
Incinerate the entire lot.
Hello.
Don't think I know you. What do you want?
I like boneless spratwursts.
Yep, that sure is the passphrase, even if it is dumb as hell. What's Dash's plan?
I'm your mark for item retrieval. Tell me what you know and where I'm going.
You're looking for cargo from our ship, the Rat King. Small package, wrapped in brown paper. It got moved to the shipping yard.
I read about
but I'm
that
not
earlier.
completely sure where.
Small package brown paper. I already have something like that. This it?
It is.
I guess
Never
I
heard
got
of
it
a
at some point.
freelancer getting a package before it's even asked for. You wouldn't also happen to have the key to my cell, would you? Figure that would be too convenient. Anyway, next step is bringing that package to Joseph Dempsey. He runs the Eridanos Dry Goods and Sundry.
One delivery coming up. Alright, so now we go give it to this guy.
Welcome back. The Eridanos Dry Goods and Sundry is just as standard and unremarkable as when you left it.
I've got a shipment of something for you.
A shipment, you say? The only shipment I'm expecting is 100 pounds of saltuna a week from now. And I certainly don't expect it to be brought by an inspector.
I like boneless spratwurst.
Is that supposed to be some kind of code phrase? It has no nuance, no subtlety. Sticks out like a bent nail. A constable could detect that from the other side of Eridanos. I learn about secret codes in my off time. For fun. It's never anything that I actually need to use, mind.
I might be investigating Halsey and Helen's death, but I'm no constable. You can trust me.
An independent, huh? Be a big risk letting you into my sanctum. Though if you're telling the truth, I think it'd be more than worth it. All right. Follow me to the back.
Coming back.
I'll just hang out right there.
All right.
Damn.
So, as you can see, this actually ain't the most standard and unremarkable general store this side of Halcyon. Welcome to my black market. Whatever you're here for, weapons, information, contraband, cane and ointment, I've got it. Sorry for the frosty reception. Had to make sure you weren't with the constable. But seeing how you're a freelancer, I hope I ain't got nothing to worry about.
You won't. I can be trusted.
Good. A worthy freelancer is hard to find. Since you're in the know, you can access my black market stocks. Though, you'll have to come by later. I'm waiting on my next shipment. Here's your pay. Good doing business with you, especially seeing how you didn't take this to the constable. Would have been a mighty pain in my tail end.
Since I went through all the work to bring it to you, can I see what's in the box?
See? No. But I might tell you what's in it, so long as it's nothing proprietary, volatile, or breathing. Let's have a little look. Contraband weapon parts, a few chemicals for the crafting of high explosives. All fairly standard. Oh, and a canister of trimethyl sulfoxide. Where dimethyl sulfoxide is good at keeping folks in stasis, trimethyl sulfoxide is nice for helping refrigerators run. Useful stuff.
Alright, what's he got? $361. What was that? One that I have. Oh, $387. Ooh, 113. What do I have now on? 80 and 94.
Greetings again, my...
I might actually buy this. I can also get rid of that. Do that too. Alright, let's see.
Huh? Greetings again, my friend.
Let's, Oh, so he's just gonna walk out here and... This guy's a fucking idiot. He just left me back here. Stupid.
Entering quiet mode.
Fucking dumb NPC. Big dumb idiot. Oh, and more shit? Okay. He's even got a little secret, got a little secret room back here. The question is, what's in here? It's got hiding in it in these parts. Oh. Oh. Okay. So we could have actually just snuck into there. Alright, well. Back we go to Dash.
Hope the job's coming along well. No sign of the constable, which really makes me more nervous.
One package of questionable goods delivered and signed for.
Excellent. Let's divvy up the payment 3 ways and we can consider this matter settled.
I did all the work while you you're sat around. You're lucky to get anything.
What? That ain't gonna be enough to get Cass out of prison, and it ain't what we agreed to. Ah, shit. Looks like it was wrong to assume you were just like Hawthorne after all. Sure hope I can figure something out to pay Cass's fine.
Well, ain't my problem. Alright, let's see. Again, I want to get my lockpick up. First item in every lock container which is free to open can be stolen without consequence. Well, we're 8 away, technically, from 150. I can go break Cass out of fucking prison. I don't give a shit. I'll break her out right now. I think we read all this stuff already, didn't we?
Dash told me that you kept our money. How low can you get?
Well, I'm the one doing all the work here, so. Is there like no way to... Maybe I didn't do all these? Read all this stuff? So Cassie Mills, suspicion of smuggling is fate accomplished to any arrest report involving Cassie Mills. Cassie has made attempted smuggling a hobby, and with a few more years of unsupervised practice will likely elevate attempted smuggling into an art form. The key term here is attempted. I'm not at all confident in Cassidy's ability to successfully smuggle anything. She's clumsy in the extreme obvious to a fault, couldn't hide sand in a desert. Suspicion of smuggling nonetheless constitutes dissident, irresponsible, or otherwise untoward behavior contrary to the high standards of Rizzo's company law. Because Cassie Mills falls under the purview of Sublight Underground, I expect Mr. Kincannon to pay her internment fees within 36 hours as usual. Or Oza Zuber Orza. Oza. Mr. Oza was found semi-conscious earlier yesterday morning, lying amongst the remains of a crate of Rizzo's confectionaries. Material value 15 bits. Market loss approximately 1,500 bits. When approached by guards, Oza began to rave and yell, uttering phrases such as, "Rizzo's has slugs. Slugs, they'll kill us all." Mr. Oza was apprehended and brought to the constable's office. Slug bureaucrats have begun work on the defamation papers, which in tandem with the price of the goods Mr. Oza destroyed will likely force him into hard labor for the rest of his life. At least he won't be stoking any trouble between us and Rizzo's anymore. Well, he's right. Alexis Lamb. 6 arrests, public drunkenness. 6 arrests of Lamb this month. He's getting close to his record. Security footage archive? Nothing. Run data recovery? Record archives? Not found. Okay. I love Terra Monarch. Constable, I know you don't need to hear this, but please be on your guard. Piraeus Spaceport is technically outside my jurisdiction, which means you're the only representative of company law in Slug territory. This is more than I can reasonably expect from you, but I'd appreciate if you kept an eye on Cedric Kincannon. He's looking for any opportunity to seize control of the entire complex from me, and you're keeping him in check. You are the first, last, and only line of defense between Slug's lawless hooligans and our project. I know you have dreams of something bigger than Eridanos. If this product launch is successful, if Spectrum Brown spreads to the rest of the colony, I promise you, I'll find you a place where you can be happy for the rest of your life. You're a valuable part of the Rizzo family, and I will look after you, Quentin. I mean, she's fucking dead, so... And now her body's gone? So is there, like, no way to actually... Is there actually, like, no way to get her out of jail without just giving him the money? Let's see. So, is there really, like... I mean, I guess I could have kept all the bits to myself if I really wanted to. Just kind of strange that there's, like... You know what I mean? Alright. So we got that done. There's no... Yeah, I'm not seeing any way to get her out of jail without... Alright, well... You know what? She can go fuck herself. I don't care. Oh, I gotta put my new helmet on. Let's see. So, we had all these guns that we can junk. There are 2 of these now. I could actually put this on, but I like this. I might save it if I actually end up getting anything, but we'll see. Alright. So, what do we have now? So we have the Man Who Chafed, Prince of Tossball, and that. Could report to the administrator. Oh. Woo. Yeah, these fuckers are like everywhere now. They're just like here. Alright, let's go report to the administrator about this. So we can get him kind of like maybe checked off the list. Just received word that Constable Keene is dead. Please tell me this isn't true. She was murdered in her office.
Halcyon Helen, Leora Blossom, Maria Keene. There's a murderer on the loose, Inspector. You must stop them. I don't have Maria to count on anymore, so I'm counting on you.
Whoever murdered her used the Needler.
The Needler was among Helen's belongings. Whoever stole it must have been able to slip in and out of the hotel. Maria was my sole representative in Cedric's territory. The entire hotel staff is on his payroll. Any one of them could have killed her on his behalf.
Was she important to you?
Maria devoted her entire life to our vision. She was absolutely committed to our company, to our project. I promised myself I'd reward her after we launched Spectrum Brown. I'd make sure she was comfortable for the rest of her life. She was also our voice of reason. She was sensible, and I appreciated her advice. I never got to tell her that.
Alright, I'll find whoever did this.
Make them suffer, Inspector.
Managed to track down Black Hole Birdie.
I'm pleased to hear that. Birdie Holcomb is a valuable asset to the Rizzo's Rangers property. When Helen was murdered, Birdie was nowhere to be found. The timing of his disappearance is unfortunate.
Unfortunate and suspicious. This isn't a good look for him.
That's ominous. Birdie Holcomb. How have you gone and complicated my life this time?
Birdie was incredibly drunk on the night of Helen's murder. His story isn't reliable.
I do wish Birdie wouldn't take refuge in the glass bottle every time something goes wrong in his life. If Birdie was drunk on the night of Helen's murder, then you're right. He has no alibi. Be plain with me, Inspector. Do you believe Black Hole Birdie killed Helen?
Um, it's possible. I'm still investigating my leads.
Understood. I appreciate your candor. I'd like you to continue your investigation. Notify me as soon as you're ready to make a formal accusation.
By the way, Bertie agreed to stay at the Grand Colonial.
I appreciate that. I'd rather keep Bertie within the public eye than let him languish in a bar at the docks. If you're through investigating Bertie, I recommend looking into Cedric Kincannon. He's been entirely too comfortable since we began this investigation. I don't trust Cedric when he's comfortable.
Alright. Okay, so...
What floor would...
So now that we've got that done, Bertie is kind of dealt with at this point. Lord of Blight. Let's go talk to Dr. Goodnight. Of course, she's back in here. Hotel guest just in here. Oh yeah. Placement parts for that. Autopsy reports, Ruth Bellamy. Cause of death, plasma damage to upper vertebrae, occipital bone, cerebellum. An autopsy report on Ruth Bellamy, formerly Halcyon Helen. Could this be the apex of my profession? Bellamy's corpse shows evidence of several possible causes of death, but I've determined the killing blow is plasma damage to her upper vertebrae, occipital bone, and cerebellum. Death was instantaneous and painless. Frankly, her death may have come as a relief. She was unwell prior to the attack. High concentration of poisonous compounds in her stomach lining. Ingested during her last meal. Not lethal, but uncomfortable in the extreme. Spencer Woolrich complained of similar stomach ailments. Is this a problem common to professional actors?
Inspector, not a moment too soon. I've just finished my autopsy report.
Let's hear it.
Ruth Bellamy was killed by plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, the occipital bone, and the cerebellum. If it's any consolation, her death was instantaneous and painless. I've also discovered a poisonous compound in Miss Bellamy's stomach lining ingested during her last meal. Toxic, but not enough to kill her. Spencer Woolrich complained of a stomach ailment around the same time period. I assumed he was being, Spencer. But now I'm not so sure.
Someone was obviously trying to poison Helen.
Almost certainly. Well, possibly they were trying to make her extremely uncomfortable, but I suppose killing her would also satisfy that criterion.
Sure wasn't just the hotel food?
The thought occurred to me. I tested this hypothesis by vacating the contents of my stomach and testing for the presence of the same toxin. Slightly elevated levels of mercury and an alarming amount of blue food coloring. But other than that, no. I'm certain it wasn't, as you put it, just the hotel food.
When we were talking, you called her Ruth Bellamy, not Halcyon Helen.
Oh, how curious. I do believe you're right. I wonder if this has something to do with the autopsy process. She was Halcyon Helen up until the moment I brought her to the operating table. But as soon as I cut her open, I stopped thinking of her as Halcyon Helen. It's almost as if she stopped being an icon and became a human being.
I guess that makes sense.
I had a feeling you'd understand.
Constable Keene is dead.
What? Sorry, this mask. Sometimes I can't hear correctly. It almost sounded like you said Maria Keene was dead.
She was murdered in her office.
Maria's been killed. I don't understand. How? Who did this?
Whoever did it was carrying the Needler.
Helen's signature weapon. She brought it with her to the hotel. After we discovered Helen's body, Keene inspected her hotel room. The Needler was gone.
She was poisoned by potassium chloride. Do you know anything about it?
Rather harmless on its own. Common ingredient in medicine, but it can have a lethal application. Potassium chloride, when delivered in a cocktail of neurotoxin and paralytic, leads to cardiac arrest. Oh, merciful law. I'm so sorry, Maria.
That's as much as I know.
Maria and I were frequently at loggerheads. We disagreed on practically everything. It didn't help that I'm on Mr. Kincannon's payroll and Maria is a Rizzo's loyalist. Was a Rizzo's loyalist. Apologies, Inspector. I don't have the heart to continue talking at the moment. Thank you for your time.
I know she had patient logs on your terminal.
My apologies. I'm not in the mood to socialize.
Fine. Okay, so... I need to gain access to the VIP floor to speak with Spencer Woolrick, so I probably need to talk to the front desk.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector.
Yeah.
How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector?
I need access to the VIP guest floor.
I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it.
The only guest who'd have a problem with me being up there would be the murderer.
That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please.
I'm not gonna say that. That'd be rude. Alright.
What floor would... If you see Black Hole Birdie, be sure to get an autograph for me.
No. Alright. So, now we're on the guest floor. Let's see here. There's Rangers. Zeke Hannigan.
Zeke Hannigan, Rizzo's Rangers 16th back. Pleased to meet you. What can I do for you?
What brings the Rangers to Eridanos?
Since it's the off-season, we're helping support the launch of Rizzo Spectrum Brown. Meet the fans, sign tossball cards, that sort of thing. Just between you and me, Rizzo's ought to cancel the whole event out of respect for Miss Helen.
How long have you been with the Rangers?
About half my life. You know I was named third most profitable investment on 2 non-consecutive seasons? Ain't a lot of players who can make that claim. Except for the guys who came in first and second, I guess. I spent the last season injured and almost got sold to the Hephaestus Hammers, but now I'm all convalesced, ready to lay into some Cleo darlings, you know? Really break some legs.
Well, I have some questions about Halcyon Helen's murder.
Oh, you must be that inspector people have been talking about. It's a damn shame about Miss Helen. She was always real good to me and the rest of the Rangers. Birdie's taking it pretty hard. Miss Helen was the love of his life. So, what did you want to know?
Could you think of anyone who'd want to kill Helen?
Miss Helen was outspoken. She made her share of enemies on account of her expressing herself. Just between you and me, I heard rumors the Prophet never much cared for Helen's brand of blunt honesty.
Yeah, I've heard about her. Tell me about Birdie and Helen.
Oh, Birdie was mad about Helen. He was certifiable. The big galoot loved Helen about as much as he loved the game. Trouble is, Birdie was not blessed with an abundance of temper. Helen kept Birdie steady. If he lost his temper around her, it'd be because something broke between the two of them.
Do you think Birdie could have killed Helen?
What? Law, no. Birdie's got a fierce temper, but there's no way he'd ever have laid a finger on Miss Helen.
Where were you at the time of the murder?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but me and a couple of the other Rangers spent the night in Constable Keen's cells down at the spaceport. We didn't do anything serious, just a bit of pranks and vandalism. It's what usually happens when we all get to drinking. Guess Constable Keen saw things a bit differently and had us hauled off.
Was Birdie in jail with the rest of you?
No, we lost him somewhere along the way. Or maybe he managed to get away? I can't rightly remember. But he was definitely not sharing a cell with us. That much I know.
All right.
What can I do for you?
That's about it. Okay, well, I think that's it to talk to you about.
Muting volume now.
Why is there a fucking wig in here, dude? There's like a cow in here.
Is covered in animal dander, human vomit, and feces of both varieties.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Alright, let's close this up. Let's just kind of pick over everything here. Black Hole Birdie signed Tossball. This Tossball signed by Birdie Black Hole Holcomb was presented to Dr. Margrave on a special guest episode of Space Hospital to thank her for removing a Tossball stick embedded in his head. Piece of candy on the pillow, as you would come to expect from the service. Is this cow even like alive? Take everything in here. Alright. Time to get this out.
Multiple discrepancies detected. First discrepancy. A woolly cow is present in this hotel room. Woolly cows are an import species for the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve and are incapable of affording upper-class accommodations. Second discrepancy. This woolly cow is dangerously inebriated with Rizzo Spectrum vodka.
I see his eye.
Sanguinization ratio exceeds recommended maximum.
Hold on a second. Okay, I just got a call. There's some worrying discoloration in its eyes. I saw its eye for a minute there. There's a little eye right there.
Cow is suffering from symptoms consistent with a hangover. A brief survey of this area reveals that the most recent occupants were athletes belonging to the Rizzo's Rangers Tossball Club.
Is Black Hole Birdie here?
Insufficient data. A brief survey of localized property damage, divided by the area of this room, yields the following estimate. This unit was likely occupied by every member of the Rizzo's Rangers. -1.
Alright. Okay, so that's everything in there.
Sure. On my way. Okay, moving out.
You guys just hang out in there for the time being. Okay, so we have a couple rooms here. I don't see anybody in here. Alright, I think we're good. Gonna steal all the rich people shit. Oh, there's candy on the pillow, as you would come to expect. Ooh, what do we got in here? Take that. Listen, I'm the investigator. I can take whatever I want. It's all evidence. It's all evidence. Jesus. Well, there's Birdie.
Hands up! What do you think you're doing?
Nothing. I didn't do anything. Just leaving?
Yeah, whatever.
I don't give a shit, to be honest. Okay. It's a lot of alcohol. Alright, let's talk to Birdie real quick.
Hotel rooms don't feel like home until you mess them up some. This one's real cozy.
I think I'm, well,
What do you want
no, everything else is just the same, really. Alright, so that's Birdie's room. Okay, we go to the other side here. 2 rooms here.
Unit moving to destination.
We're done. Gosh, that's clever.
You'll just sit there, sit tight. Anybody in here? There's a bunch of mag picks, though. Hat. Taking those, thank you. Anybody in here? Oh, did I check the bed for chocolates? I did. They're not there. Because the bed in here has chocolates in it. I just like how you can always hear like the faint sound of the main theme. Little elevator music version. Alright, let's take those.
Great work. Gotcha.
Stand right there. Oh, it's Burbage. Hello, Burbage. Oh, he has an energy canister on the bed.
Initiating enter protocol. Now simulating familiar and welcoming demeanor. Well, if it isn't sanitation and maintenance unit, are you operating at peak efficiency?
Initiating digital handshake. Greetings, Burbage-3001. By design, this SAM unit must simulate excitement when interfacing with customers, and/or potential customers, and/or associates of customers, and/or potential customers.
Now generating condescending dismissal. Well done, maintenance unit. This unit will have its people contact your people. Greetings, theater aficionado and/or dumbstruck fan. You are standing in the vicinity of Burbage 3000.
Yeah, that's fine. I see you've had some work done. Who upgraded you?
Burbage 3001's programming banter protocol.
Spencer Woolrick. Okay, I got it. See ya. I don't care. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna ask him these questions. I'm gonna skip all over this because I do not want to. Okay, never mind. I don't want to listen to him talk. To be honest, he talks so slow. It's really annoying. It's a different plate for the front for you to wear. Coolant tanks. All right. Alright. So,
No problem.
stay there. What the fuck is this shit? You are talented, you're magnificent, you're a joy for others to be around. You're definitely not a 2-bit hack. You have a light. You bring life to the world around you through the art of theater. Oh, this guy has a complex. So, S. Woolrich to management. New room urgently demanded. There seems to be some kind of mistake. When I first arrived at the Grand Colonial for this unveiling, I was led to a small sitting room, the kind that an individual might be allowed to relax in, with moderate comfort before being led to his actual quarters. It has been a week and a half, yet no one has arrived to deliver me to my actual room yet. If I didn't know better, I might assume that this was meant to be my actual room. If I didn't know better, I might assume that you try to place Spencer Woolrich, star of hundreds of serials, the hero of Aether Wave, sets colony wide in a room where he can hardly walk from one end to the other without bumping his toe on the foot of his bed or his shoulder upon his desk. I might even assume that Ruth Bellamy was placed in the Grand Colonial Penthouse Suite on purpose rather than by mistake, but I'm sure the issue will be rectified soon and our positions will be swapped. I hope you won't try and tell me anything to the contrary. S. Woolrich. For management. Mr. Woolrich, while the Grand Colonial staff understand your consternation at being placed on the VIP guest level of the Grand Colonial, we're afraid that there was no mistake. Ruth Bellamy, as current spokeswoman for the Spectrum Brown Unveiling, is currently slated to have the penthouse suite. An actress of her station deserves only the best. The VIP guest floor comes in very close as the second best section of the hotel. The penthouse suite is only about twice as large as your current lodgings, and the amenities it provides are only perhaps 3 or 4 times better than those you have access to now. Your current lodgings are proper for an actor of your caliber. If you have any other requests, I'll be sure to respond to them after we get to Miss Bellamy's. From management to all guests, guest safety. We're sure you've no doubt heard the horrible event that occurred in the Grand Colonial Ballroom earlier today. While we know that many of you are concerned for your safety, take heed. We've heard your concerns and know that nothing quite says safety like dozens of guns. Armed security will be present all throughout the Grand Colonial on every floor except employee floors 24/7. Freely go about the hotel premises and spend to your heart's content without worrying about someone shooting you in the back of the head. Management. Alright. When I fucking say, go out there, that's what I fucking mean. Where?
Discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has detected the following substances: oil, terrorray, blood, terrorray, unidentifiable biological fluids, terrorray.
Okay. Were these substances added later?
Yes, Inspector. Logical analysis indicates these substances were not present in the bottle's
Ah, damn
original
it.
contents.
God, it's like, I have no fucking phone calls, and now everybody and their fucking mother wants to call me today. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, leave me the fuck alone. Is it toxic?
These substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. Large doses can be fatal. This
Oh.
Rizzo's Spectrum vodka. The presence of terrorray biological fluids may have significantly improved its flavor.
Alright. Danger Close by Spencer Woolrich. Act 7, Scene 15. Open at the pilot house, night. Johannes Danger, played as always by the dashing Spencer Woolrich, stands hands clasped on the roof of the pilot house. He is deeply absorbed in thought, his furrowed brow and downturned lips making his refined face look all the more handsome. There is a knock on the door. Enter Lionel, Danger's faithful manservant. Lionel, sir, what's the matter? Everyone's looking for you. They want to celebrate how you single-handedly saved Eridanos from Boss Masher and the dissident junk ship. Ah, Lionel, thank you for coming to get me. I'd love to rejoin the others. Truly, I would. But when I fired my home-built anti-craft cannon, destroying the junk ship with a single shot, a flaming piece of shrapnel landed in the middle of the Rizzo's distillery. Several workers were killed, but worst of all, the damage to the facility will take thousands of bits to repair. Sir, you're much too hard on yourself. Though the facility was damaged, you saved hundreds of lives by destroying the dissidents. If those people have been freed by the dissidents, that is, killed, the losses in future capital would have been much worse. You've saved our corporations from that fate. Perhaps you're right, my friend. Perhaps you're right. I am, sir. Now come along. Let us drink a refreshing bottle of Rizzo's Spectrum Brown in celebration of your victory. I'd like that very much. Alright, let's talk to this fucking asshole.
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I suppose that was expecting too much of a non-industry lout. Expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I suggest we begin rehearsing. Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology.
Well, you know what? Fuck it, let's play into it. You'll never take over Halcyon, you fiend.
How does the scenery taste? Good, I trust. Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. That man can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. Oh, no, this is curious indeed. Who are you, and how did you get in here?
I'm here to investigate the murder of Halcyon Helen. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time. That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an ex-thief turned decrepit old man. But, of course, I'm certain you already recognized it.
No, I didn't.
Now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment signatures have been popular of late, or so I've heard.
Man, you better not touch me. I'm not here for an autograph. I'm here to ask you some questions.
Do you mean to say you're not a fan? Well, then how did you get in here? The only staffer cleared for guest room entry is the inspector for Bellamy's murder.
That'd be me.
Oh. Oh! Hello.
Do you derive some kind of pleasure from wasting people's time?
Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me. Back when I starred in the Marauder's Bane, the absolute picture of justice. Ask me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
Let's see. All right, well, who are you exactly?
I'm sure you're joking. Perhaps I'm not in my prime, but you've no doubt seen the name Spencer Woolrich on many a serial advertisement throughout your travels.
No, never heard of you.
That can't be. You must just not remember. Or perhaps you only recognize my characters, not my name. Did you ever see me in The Masked Marketeer? The Busker of Byzantium? What about episodes 13 and 190 of Princess of Hephaestus? And who could forget From Halcyon with Love? I was great in that movie. Even if I was starring beside a 2-ton bucket of bolts and a woman with no talent.
Sounds like quite a career.
What can I say? I've led a charmed life. Though, of course, the majority of the charm has originated from me.
So, I hear you were, well, I guess we'll ask first about the murder. I'd like to ask you about the murder.
Certainly. But one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end?
Why are you so curious?
Why, I'm merely worried for my own sake. Perhaps whoever came after her could come after me next. But if you don't want to tell me, I understand. Whatever happened, I hope poor Bellamy didn't suffer.
All right, well, speaking theoretically, how would you have killed the victim?
Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun.
Well, but you could have somebody do it for you.
Reputation to think of.
Did you know Helen well?
Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way, unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids.
Do you consider yourself a friend of hers?
I'll ask you this. If you'd been the star of cinema for years, then suddenly found yourself scrounging for bit parts while a younger person stole the limelight, how would you feel? In short, the two of us weren't close. But that's not to say my dislike of her was so extreme that I tried to do anything drastic. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me.
All right. Well, what were you up to at the time of the murder?
I was meditating, of course. That's how I get into character.
You were well, you got anybody to corroborate that?
Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating.
You were meditating, really?
All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability.
There comes the prophet again.
My role in The Unemployed Cometh, I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe that woman much.
Okay, well, how long have you worked with the prophet?
Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial.
Of course.
The Unemployed Cometh was shot on site. That makes it, a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should.
It's like the third time she's come up. All right, back to my other questions.
I'll answer whatever you wish. I suppose.
So, I hear you were poisoned.
Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain was most undignifying. While I've certainly had no shortage of inadequate hotel meals, this was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation.
Why didn't you go to the clinic for your stomach pain?
Is that a jibe? Could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, Aetherwave star, spotted in gastronomic distress. Oh, unseemly hardly describes the half of it.
Can you think of anyone other than the chef who would want to harm you?
None that I can think of. I treat all hotel staff equally, and with the minimum level of respect that they deserve.
According to the coroner, Helen was also poisoned.
How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only thank my ironclad constitution that I'm standing here before you.
Helen wasn't killed by the poison.
Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us both, disrupt the product launch. I couldn't say, Inspector. I'm merely an actor. Very well, then.
I learned a thing or two about your activities in the hotel.
Oh, have you now? Please do go on. Don't leave me in suspense.
I found a bottle of tainted liquor. Might have something to do with your poisoning.
That, yes. Yes, I distinctly recall ordering an alcoholic beverage with my meal. This hotel is certainly bringing a new meaning to the phrase rotgut. Management shall receive the complaint to end all complaints.
I spoke to Burbage. She told me you upgraded him.
I did indeed. With Halcyon Helen parading her fame about, I was left without an acting partner. Burbage is no exception. His acting protocols were nothing short of a joke. So I decided to make some modifications, installing him with some of my old serial quotes as, I think, improved his range. The way he bungled about with that weapon of his hardly befitted a dissident, so I modified it as well. He's much quicker on the draw now, though he's still a machine.
Oh.
I'm
got my eye on you.
To being breathlessly watched.
I got a few more questions to ask you about that poisoning.
Oh, must I relive that ghastly event again? My intestines still have yet to fully recover. But I suppose we may discuss it further.
Okay.
Very well.
Alright, so, in all honesty, this guy is suspicious because this bottle here is like, it's, as we were told, that, like, whatever's in here could cause the gastrointestinal problems, which means that he possibly is the person who poisoned her, and the reason being is because he's jealous of her career and jealous of her. Hence what we see on his computer about him not having the penthouse suite. He also upgraded Burbage, which we were told that he's much quicker on the draw now, which means that Burbage could have shot Halcyon Helen if Spencer had him do it. So they're looking pretty suspicious, but at the same time, this prophet lady has been coming up multiple times.
What floor would you like to visit?
So that's pretty suspicious. But right now, if I had to guess out of between him and Black Hole Birdie, I would suspect that Spencer would be the killer. All right, let's go talk to the chef. Hello, Anwar.
Yes?
I'm back.
Are you here for the double rack of smoked sprat? Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you'll have to wait. Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if I can pencil you in for later. Actually, what am I saying? I can't do that. I'm booked for the next month. You'll have to make a reservation.
Oh, no smoked sprat. What about purple berry glazed canid flank steaks?
Weren't you listening? We're reserved solid for the next month. I'm sorry, but you'll really need to order in advance.
I understand. Just give me some woolly cheese curds with fried nanners and I'll stop asking.
Is this some kind of a joke? We're not able to take on new orders at this time. I told you.
Really? Not even braised sissy ribs on a bed of mock apple leaves?
No, we don't. Why are you doing this? Please stop.
Because it's funny. Got any ketchup?
Here, just take it. Just take it and don't ask me for anything ever again.
Well, I'm here to investigate Halcyon Helen's murder. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
You're the inspector? Here? Why? I mean, you may ask me whatever you want.
I was here earlier. So you said you were the hotel chef. What's that like?
I prep dishes day in and day out for guests, and while I doubt their palates are refined enough for my flavors, the work is rewarding. After all, I can take pride knowing that I simply am the best cook this side of Halcyon. No one else can even hope to compare.
You seem pretty wed to your craft. Were you in the kitchen at the time of the murder?
No. As it so happens, I was down in the employee break room. I wasn't taking an unsanctioned break, of course. I was merely fetching ingredients.
Did you prepare all of Helen's meals?
Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest.
You're sure no one else was involved?
Well, yes, I'm positive. Why?
If Helen was poisoned and no one else touched her meal, you poisoned her, right?
Oh my law, this is the end, isn't it? My mother always warned me that the culinary world was too dangerous, but I didn't heed her warnings. Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients.
Yep. What was Spencer Woolrich doing around the kitchen?
Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals wanting. He seems to enjoy complaining in person. While I could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys the attention he gets from us. Though don't tell him I said as much. If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor.
Yeah, I'm aware.
He's usually there if he's not poking around here.
Any idea where I might be able to find Bellhop Owens?
Yes, but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creatures at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Our guests can be rather particular. Let's not talk about the incident with the Raptidon pheromone glands. It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve myself. Otherwise, who knows how long you'll have to wait.
Why are we being so evasive about leaving Helen's food unattended?
Well, it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Why else would I worry about it?
If you tell me the truth, I might be more inclined to believe the rest of what you say.
Well, I suppose that's as good a point as any I've heard. I may have taken some time to engage in a teensy bit of recreational drinking, and consequently, I may have been somewhat less than coherent after preparing Helen's meal.
Alibi is a little thin here. Why should I believe anything that you're saying?
I understand your reluctance, but... Oh, I just remembered. The kitchen security camera. It'll prove I'm telling the truth about everything. Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her office at the spaceport. If you visit her, you can figure out what truly happened with Helen's meal.
That's all I wanted to ask about. Guess we'll see if you're telling the truth.
Thank you for your understanding, Inspector. I'm sure you'll find the true culprit before long.
Okay, well. So, I gotta speak with Bellhop Owens. You gotta get that security footage. Elevators out of service. Right. Okay, so the first thing we'll do, I think, is go and get that security footage. Let's see. All right, security footage archives. Search for kitchen footage. Okay. Guess that's that. 403. Damn. All right, well, I guess that I will keep that around. All right, let's see here. So we got some clothes that probably don't want any of it. It's 41. Okay, so does that mean I can actually get into the wilderness place now? Because that door has been, like, closed since, so... I haven't been able to actually get in there because the door's been closed. Alright.
Did you hear that someone tore one of the doors?
Bellhop Owens is down here. I don't know if Bellhop Owens is still with us. He might be dead. Some terror rays. Yep, told you. Alright, well, we're not speaking with Bellhop Owens because Bellhop Owens is fucking dead. I have a concussion or some shit? Shovel. Ooh, what the hell is this? Alright, let's see here.
This reeks of unhappiness. I just want to be your friend.
Alright.
Industrial stain. Sam, putting trash in its rightful place for more than 70 years.
More slug people. And slugs, of course. Parasite spawnlings. I got a key card. Alright, so, invoice. Confront Spencer. Bard. Does that mean there's another way to get into it? Ah, there is. There we go. Worker's dead. Site 0451 field log. Tell Dr. Blossom we found more of those specimens. Jenkins had already started excavating the habitat when I arrived, and he's been in an unusually good mood since I got here. Please send additional personnel for capture and delivery of specimens to RR and DD. I've got the short circuit shotgun. That's what that key was for. Alright, workbench. Tinker. Alright, so I want to make my way down here. See if we can get like a fast travel point.
Here we go. Never shy away from a simple job. Congratulations, customer. Your SAM unit is performing at peak capacity.
Okay, we'll grab all those. Oh god. Daltrey Danger? That guy got fucked up. Silvio Tran.
This is Silvio Tran, setting a new record for the Grand Colonial Bellhop's Laundry Cart League. If you're listening to this, you're listening to history. And Daltrey, as we agreed, when I win,
Bellhop.
you're scraping terrorist shit off the windows for the rest of your contract. And you can stow the fear of heights routine because there's no way you're weaseling out of that, pal. Here goes. That's... Move the box!
Bellhop.
No, not... No!
I really don't understand what was going on in there, but alright. Mag pick. Armor parts. Nothing yet, huh? Alright, well, let's see what's up here, shall we? What awaits us? So this area out of all of them is like the biggest. Or Sprat, just a regular one. There we go. Sublight tour guides. Okay, so then we have that. Let's go ahead and I guess we might as well fast travel there. All right, confront Spencer.
What floor would
I could not have waited another instant for your presence. The Canes and the Canids, Act 2, Scene 6. I played a love-struck janitor.
Don't
Ask
care.
me anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
I've learned a thing or two about your. That.
Oh, have you?
I have the security footage of you tampering with Helen's last meal.
Tampering? No, no, no. I just happened to be passing through the kitchen and saw a dish that looked good. If being hungry is a crime, you better indict 3/4 of Halcyon.
So, quick question: what was it you wanted with a Terray biogland?
That damned bellhop promised discretion. Well, if you must know, it's an appetite suppressant. How do you think I keep my form so lithe? Terray glands keep me from feeling hunger pangs.
If the Terray gland was an appetite suppressant, you wouldn't be hungry if you took it.
Oh, well, there's... Maybe I just wanted to see what was in it. Oh, law. What a pathetic defense. As it so happens, I may not have had the Terray gland acquired for personal use. I may have placed it in Bellamy's meal. But before you indict me, please, just listen. I wasn't trying to kill her.
So you lied about being poisoned.
Lie is such a strong word. But even if I had chosen to poison myself, the danger should have been minimal. Terray glands aren't supposed to be lethally poisonous. They're supposed to cause extreme lethargy, as if you'd inhaled several quarts of Spectrum vodka. She would have had to eat 6 or 7 of the glands to die, and even then it would be an extended, arduous process.
Yeah, you really seem like a toxicologist. Or maybe you played one on the Aether Wave.
No, really, you must listen. I wasn't trying to kill Bellamy. I only wanted her to be incapacitated during the Brown unveiling. With her out of commission, the next available celebrity, myself, would get to host the unveiling. Please think twice about telling the administrator of my misdeeds. If he learns the truth, what's left of my career will be left in shambles.
What would you want me to say instead?
Tell him Tell him it was a poisonous mushroom or a bite from some poisonous insect. An accident. I promise I shall make up for my actions. Pay to erect a statue in Helen's honor, or perhaps even dedicate a performance to her memory.
Yeah, no. No, I'm telling him the truth.
What will happen when all of the great actors are gone, Inspector? Who will replace us? No one. That's who. There will be nothing on the Aether waves but serials starring mechanicals. I hope it's worth it.
Yeah, it will be. I don't necessarily know if he had what's-his-face kill the robot killer, but regardless of that fact, he did poison her.
Inspector?
I've completed my investigation into Helen's poisoning.
Excellent. I trust you have a name for our poisoner.
Spencer Woolrich confessed to the crime.
Oh, I am disappointed. I'd always believed Mr. Woolrich a man of high character. It pains me to order the arrest and detention of someone I admired. I'd like you to continue investigating Helen's murder. You've found the poisoner, but her killer remains at large.
I'll be back. Alright, lockpick again. Alright, and then we have a perk as well. Okay. Let's see. He subsequent attack made on the same target while in TT increases deals increased damage. Weapons. Move at normal speed for a short time. TU is reduced. Headshot kills explode. You know what? We'll do that. That sounds fun. Okay, so we got that. Let's go talk to Cedric. Because there's there's other quests and everything in the wildlife place, so. Go talk to him.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. A cursory fingerprint analysis shows this display case was recently opened or closed.
The gun on the bottom looks special. Has it been customized?
Confirmed. The grip has been modified for a specific wielder, most likely the rifle's owner. Additionally, the plasma rifle sights appear to have been realigned to better accommodate a shooter with slight myopia in one eye.
Analyze fingerprints.
The fingerprints belong to Cedric Kincannon.
Oh, right, obviously. Though you think it's a little surprising Cedric hasn't cauterized his fingerprints to avoid detection.
Oh, admiring my rifle. Had it custom fitted by a woman on Monarch.
You have a good amount of, cool amount of weapons, actually. Alright, well, let's... Can't take anything in here, so let's go ahead and talk to him.
Why, if it isn't the inspector, I was hoping you'd swing by. Here for my alibi, I assume?
I am. Let's hear it.
Let's see. That night, I was... torturing Elliot Nasser for information on missing cargo. That was a messy one. Didn't break until nearly noon the next day. Can you imagine?
When you say break...
His spine, specifically. If you'd like to know the exact vertebrae,
oh, shit.
I'm afraid I don't know. I can tell you he's quite dead. Not that it matters much. You'd be a fool to believe me, regardless of what I told you. People lie, and I am, incriminatingly, people.
So your alibi is that you were busy murdering someone else.
Which, as I said, you should not trust. If it helps, however, you might consider pursuing not my means, but my motive. Why in the name of the architect would I kill Halcyon Helen? She was making me a fortune.
So Helen's death is a net loss for Slug.
I'm considering a line of commemorative merchandise. Still, that's nothing compared to what Helen would have made us in the long run. I'd offer to assist you in your work, but I've a mystery of my own to solve, I'm afraid.
Anything I should look into?
You may very well want to. This particular trouble strikes me as not unrelated to your investigation. Items are disappearing from Slug's storage and processing warehouse.
So I read.
The thefts began a week before Helen's unfortunate death, and there have been more instances since. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter.
How is any of this not unrelated to Helen's death?
That the thefts began mere days before Helen's untimely demise is an extraordinary coincidence. I'm not a man who believes in happenstance, Inspector. I do not trust it.
Really? Dumb luck's done a lot for me.
Has it? I wonder, how much of your luck has been luck, and how much are you downplaying as chance? Regardless, this will be fun. You out in the field, chasing down leads, me scheming in my office, preparing to unspeakably mangle the perpetrator.
Just no unspeakable mangling in front of me, please.
I would never. Company secrets and all that. You'll want to speak with Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman. I've cleared her as a suspect myself, but
yeah.
Should she refuse to cooperate, shoot her. No, I'm joking. If she won't cooperate, tell me and I will shoot her. And do feel free to search my office for clues while you're here. Don't hold back on my account.
Before I get started,
was there something else you wanted to discuss?
The constable is dead.
Constable Keene? Now that is a damn shame. Am I right to think this wasn't a workplace accident?
This was murder, all right.
It seems murder is becoming an unsettling trend on Eridanos as of late. Thank you for informing me of Constable Keene's passing. When you find her killer, please be certain to make them suffer.
Did you know the constable well?
Would it surprise you to hear that, despite being on opposite sides of the law, we were friends? That her loss comes as a sudden blow. Maria was a decent soul, and law knows those are in short supply around here. A little square, perhaps, in her dedication to the rules, but good nonetheless. I'm also saddened to have lost an occasional drinking buddy. She was quite good at cards, you know.
Sorry, Constable Keene, she didn't deserve this.
No, she didn't. But let's discuss something else. Do you have other matters requiring my attention?
Why does Ludovico hate you so much anyway?
The original incident? I made him an offer he should have refused.
And now he regrets doing business with you?
An excellent deduction, Inspector. Our combative relationship stems from paperwork, mundanely enough. Rizzo's contracted Sublight to construct the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Had Lou wanted Rizzo's to retain full control of Eridanos, he shouldn't have skimmed the revised contract I sent him. Lou's an administrator, for law's sake. I thought he would adore all the fine print I added.
So you tricked him.
Think of it this way. It was a test, and he failed. It was all perfectly legal, too, which irked Lou to no end. My power grab, as Lou called it, planted the seed of hatred. And Lou, obsessed with what should have been, has made sure to water it daily with his bitterness and anger.
Nurturing a grudge is an ugly thing. You should make peace with him.
Alas, I can't. I am, first and foremost, the head of Slug, and it simply wouldn't be good for business. Slug's control of Eridanos is a crucial step in my long-term plans for Sublight. The board needs to see irrefutable proof we are a respectable, legitimate business.
Well, good luck with that one.
Our dear administrator is certainly determined to not make that task an easy one. He's grown increasingly desperate to catch Slug with our hand in the proverbial cookie jar as of late, convinced we're involved in less than legal business opportunities.
Which, of course, you are.
I wish I could wink, but it always looks like I have something caught in my eye.
I'd like an explanation for why I was attacked outside.
Bar fight? Drunk Raptidons? Black Hole Birdie practicing his hacking in the middle of the street? Stop me if it's one of those, or I'll just keep guessing.
I had a run with some some slug agents.
Sounds as though you've already sorted it out yourself.
How did thugs get their hand on slug gear?
Slug uniforms do seem to go missing from the hotel laundry with impressive regularity. Easy enough for someone to nick a few. Now ask yourself this. Why would anyone give thugs slug gear and send them after you?
Clearly whoever's behind this wants to pit me against Slug.
Right again, Inspector. But I can't fathom who would benefit from tarnishing my reputation like that. Can you?
Gosh, could it possibly be the administrator? How dumb do you think I am?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult your intelligence. I'm used to working with Lou, you see? I hope you won't hold it against me. So, as you've deduced, I did not send anyone from Slug after you, nor is it likely they assigned themselves that task. Still, I am sorry for the trouble, Inspector. With that matter settled, is there anything else you'd like my assistance with?
I have more questions about Helen.
Very well.
Did you have many dealings with Helen?
A few. Helen was strangely curious about the private business operations around Eridanos. She said it was role research, but how much business know-how does one actor truly need for an action picture? I also arranged to have Helen supplied with magpicks, bypass shunts, and other hacking tools. She wanted to buy in bulk.
That didn't strike you as suspicious?
That she bought in bulk? Not particularly. It takes time to learn to use tools like that deftly. I wonder, did she run out of time in the end?
If you didn't kill her, any idea who would want her dead?
That is the question, isn't it, Inspector? Tell me, do you really believe Helen's death was a mere crime of passion? Or one of petty career jealousy?
I'm not willing to rule anything out yet.
A smart approach, Inspector. And yet, this murder is bigger than Miss Helen's personal life. Bigger than her latest moving picture.
I'm listening.
Her actions in the time leading up to her death do not align with those of an actor on Eridanos solely to promote Spectrum Brown. Stay sharp, Inspector. Now is not the time to lose focus. Because whoever did kill Helen is not going to come forward so easily.
You know more than you're telling me.
I might. I just might. Your point, Inspector?
It's not a good look for a murder suspect.
Am I an official suspect, then? Intriguing. I'll look forward to how it all plays out. Be very careful, Inspector. I'd very much like to see you still around for the grand finale, whenever it comes, whatever shape it takes.
That's all I wanted to know.
One moment, if you please, Inspector. I've answered your questions. I believe it's my turn to ask you a question now. What, or who, made you decide to investigate me?
You're one of Eridanos' major players. That only makes sense.
Understandable. A man of my standing would naturally be tied up in all this, whether he wishes to be or not. Now then, did you need anything else?
No. Okay, so... Oh yeah, investigate his office.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This copy of TK contains 142 fewer pages than a standard copy. The missing pages were likely removed to create sufficient space for the hidden listening device inside.
Short-range transmission capabilities. Receiver must be somewhere nearby.
You figured that out just by looking at it? Huh. We ought to talk shop one of these days.
Inspector, please consider speaking into the device in order to trace the transmission and reveal the receiver's location.
Who's ever listening, I'm coming for you.
Ominous threat transmitted. Transmission analysis complete. While the precise location of the receiver could not be pinpointed, it has been narrowed down to a smaller, approximate range.
How long has this been here?
Analysis inconclusive. However, there is a minor accumulation of dust particles present on the book's uppermost surface.
Examine the dust.
98.3% of the dust particles are less than 500 micrometers in diameter.
So it means it hasn't been here long.
This unit is glad to have been of service, Inspector.
Examine the surrounding area.
The area within a 0.5-meter radius of the book possesses a dust coating comprised of at least twice the number of particles.
Wild guess. The bug was planted roughly a week before Helen's death.
That is highly likely, Inspector.
Alright.
What's that you found? No, wait, don't tell me. Let's save it for the big reveal once you've solved the case.
Alright, so... Receiver location.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Transmission endpoint discovered. The receiver in this book matches the transmitter to the listening device found in Cedric's office. It's somewhat grime-covered.
Ew, how long has this been on the ground?
Based on the accumulated mix of sludge and detritus, the receiver has been present since approximately a week before Helen's death.
Any clues as to who put it here?
Due to the high level of foot traffic in this area, this unit is unable to determine who placed the device.
Alright. Investigate the shipping yard auto mechanicals.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Inspector, this loading auto mechanicals programming does not match factory default settings. The standard defensive protocol has been modified to include an additional trigger.
Define the standard defensive protocol.
For Type K-19 cargo transport auto mechanicals, defensive protocol is triggered by attempted interference with cargo, or its transportation, or attempted destruction of the unit. Once triggered, defensive protocol targets the perpetrator and applies lethal force until the target has been deceased for a minimum of 3 minutes.
Identify the new trigger.
There is a directive in place to initiate defensive protocol should an unsanctioned data log installed in this automechanical be removed.
Scan for signs of unusual behavior.
Slug automechanical maintenance records indicate this particular unit is frequently reported as out of position or missing for periods of time.
Alright, well, let's have a look inside.
Loading automechanical unit K-14 is fully operational at 99% power. Please designate the cargo to be transported and its destination. How can this automechanical assist you?
Unlock the Automax access panel.
Access panel is open. Please be sure to close the access panel when you are done.
View the most recent added data log.
17C. Alert. Failsafe protocol triggered. Kill mode initiated. Preparing to end user.
Wait, I have more questions.
Understood. This unit is programmed to facilitate user queries. Kill mode, pause. User termination, to follow.
What's on the data log you just ejected?
The ejected data log contains instructions to move cargo shipment 6, 8, 7, 5 outside the boundaries of the shipping yard. It also contains instructions to move randomized cargo shipments outside the boundaries of the shipping yard at intervals of 1 to 4 days.
What's in the shipment?
Apologies. This unit does not have access to cargo inventory lists.
Alright, go ahead and pummel me.
Kill mode re-engaged. Have a nice day.
One order of second fan coming up. Classification. Flawlessly finished.
Searching for it.
Invasive contaminant detected.
Yeah, I really don't care. In terms of reputation, they're still like neutral. It's like 10%, but they're still neutral. Alright. Take this back to Cedric. So I didn't actually even need to ask her.
Inspector, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have solved your cargo skimming issue.
Ooh, I love this part. The big reveal. So tell me, what happened?
You've got a serious security problem.
What makes you say that?
Somebody bypassed the loading mech's security system and rewired them to skim random goods.
Damn, you're good. Hacking the Automex. So that was our skimmer's game. But why? Everything that was stolen has seemed random. I certainly see no pattern.
The theft was random, except for a single shipment.
So, our culprit had something specific they wished to acquire, and used the random theft as a smokescreen. I must say, Inspector, you've done excellent work on this case. Then that just leaves how the culprit knew where their true target would be, or indeed, that Slug would soon possess it.
Sneak. Check your pocket.
Okay, that's very impressive. Don't ever touch me again. Am I right to think what you found in my office earlier was the other half of this listening device?
Sure was, and whoever this device belongs to, that's our culprit.
Not quite, Inspector. That listening device belongs to me. I lent it to Halcyon Helen to assist her with role research.
Well, I mean, she died before she could deactivate the mech she hacked, but I can't use that. She used it to research slug shipments instead.
Unbelievable. I helped her. Gave her whatever she needed. I thought we were doing each other a good turn.
No deed goes unpunished, eh, Cedric?
This is a betrayal, Inspector. I do not take betrayal lightly. Helen should consider herself very lucky indeed that she is already among the dead, and that some other bastard beat me to putting her in the ground.
Dangerous talk for a man under investigation for Helen's murder.
Halcyon Helen is already dead. If I'd known Helen was stealing from me, I may very well have killed her, or had her killed. Alas, I did not.
That's for me to decide.
Indeed. Incidentally, feel free to stop by after you clear me as a suspect. I won't even say, I told you so. Though I can't vouch for Eileen. I wish you luck with your investigation, though I doubt you'll need it. You'll find Helen's murderer. I'm confident of that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must find a way to excise my anger that minimally damages my business empire. I expect it will involve shooting quite a lot of guns.
Alright. Well, with that being said... God, just select the fucking penthouse. God damn it. I can't even, like, select it. Jesus Christ. Like, I'm so sick and tired of shit like this. Like, you know, when they have them all clumped up, you can't ever, like, actually... Thank God. It's like when they're all clumped up, you can't actually travel to where you want to travel. Jesus.
Inspector?
I looked into Cedric.
Closely, I trust. Tell me what you found.
Cedric's a slippery guy. I didn't find much to build a case.
That doesn't surprise me. Cedric practically stole his way to Eridanos. He'll do everything in his power to keep you off his trail. With that in mind, do you think Cedric was responsible for Helen's death?
Helen was making money for Cedric. I doubt he has a motive for killing her.
No motive. That's disappointing, because it's exactly the conclusion he'd want us to make. Unfortunately, even I don't have the authority to detain Cedric. His line of work is dangerous, though. There's always a chance for an accident.
Sorry to disappoint you, Ludovico. He's alive and well.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I've already lost Dr. Blossom and Constable Keene, but at least Cedric's alive. The universe is a just place.
Alright, I'll be back. Okay, so with that, we now just have to go through the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. So I know that there's going to be some quests and stuff in here, so we have to track down the Prophet of Profitability. I know that there's like some other like side quests in here, so I'll have to bring those up. And then see what we have going from there, I guess. So yeah. All right. Well, that'll be next time, and when we come back. So take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.